get checked cupboards and under beds.
Red Cross Rescue, hear me, come forward.
Clear.
241, lock door.
Come forward, left.
Yeah, we also have found one locked room. Dougie, get someone up, look through that top window.
There's different areas of training from first aid, so everyone in the DWST has told a comprehensive first aid certificate. Many go up to pre-hospital emergency care. We learn about triage and ground-based rescue, use of stretchers and loading casualties into the stretchers, etc., and how to move them. In addition to that, we'd have other sort of skills like radio communications, GPS work, those types of skills.
Red Cross Rescue, can you hear me? Come my voice.
Your voices, guys. We have 2 casualties, Kilo.
Down 2. You 3 go grab stretchers. Yep. These 2 in their training. I'll be here for that same thing.
During the earthquakes, the parts of the response I was involved in was the first night I spent in town doing searches of the city, and then that night at end of shift I just went around and checked the welfare centres that Red Cross were operating and just saw how they were going on. I was quite lucky to be able to respond. Being in the affected area, my house was not very greatly affected, and so my family were able to carry on without me. The next couple of days I was released to the City Council and took on roles that they needed filling while they brought staff in. And then everything from there on, there were the searching buildings in town, working within welfare centres, and the last session or operation about probably a week to 10 days in was actually body recovery.
We have equipment and the training to do rescue work. A lot of people that are trained to quite a high level on first aid, but we also do a lot of things what we call outreach, which is really just checking on people. I call it holding hands and cups of tea. And what was shown in the earthquake situation, that can be very, very important. I've been involved in Red Cross for about 5 years. I was involved in civil defence prior to that and was in the earthquake, Christchurch earthquake. I was heavily involved with civil defence. But my wife and I, we took an interest in Red Cross and we became members, like a lot of people, after the earthquake. We try to split up the roles in Red Cross because we're all volunteers. I look after the truck. These are one of 5 trucks that are in New Zealand, 2 in the South Island, 3 in the North Island. It is a multi-purpose vehicle. We have the ability and the equipment here for rescue. We can see there's these 2 pods in the back here that anything involved in rescue, securing of buildings, entering of buildings. We have a couple of welfare pods which we can put inside this vehicle if we have to set up a response or civil defence centre, as it used to be called. The welfare pods we have, in each of them we have bedding, sleeping, blankets, pillows for 35 people, so which can be used. So very quickly we can move to a centre. We can have trained people to do rescue work, first aid work. We have a lot of first aid equipment in here, and then we could also set up for welfare of people. We can look after people. We have the equipment to do that. We've got a couple of trailers here that we use with our deployments and training. The one on the left contains what we call air shelter, very large 9x6 blow-up tent, I call it. It's quite spectacular when it goes up. Now this trailer carries that, and it also carries the generator forward. The other trailer we've got is what we call the welfare trailer. This trailer has all the equipment that we need, all the documentation that we need to set up a civil defence centre, or welfare centre that we used to call it.
So how did it go to sweeping in there? Because you're using, I think you adopted rapid recon. How did the rolling motion go through the building?
Went really well. The guys were going room to room as we cleared it. So we cleared the ground floor, the floor in about 3 minutes, I'd say. Yep. Moved up the second floor, cleared that in 3 minutes. Did the right hand side as much as we could, didn't find, came back down, did the right hand side, and then we got into the chapel that way. So I would say within 10 minutes we had that 2-story end done and cleared. And double checking with the guys if they were confident in what we'd searched. And we had a query that there was a couple of cupboards that some people hadn't looked into. So we went back and double checked those, happy, and then we came back out.
We have here Birmingham Drive, and we have the Southern Motorway, which form a border of this reserve area here called Maryland's Reserve. This is the area we're starting in this evening. Jill, you're going to actually assist Maria And Maria, I'm going to give you a whole lot of tasks as we go through, so you guys need to divide it up appropriately. Okay, so you're the boss.
So part of the training that we undertake are the key messages that civil defence actually are teaching, and that is about preparedness. You know, in order for us to actually respond during a situation, it means that we have to be very, very prepared ourselves. It doesn't happen by accident. Tonight there was a really new group of people here tonight. We usually work in a suburban environment which is around buildings, etc. Tonight we're in a park-like environment which is more open. It was just really a chance for them tonight to understand a process of working in this environment. A lot of them hadn't really done much stretcher carrying tonight or in loading casualties onto a stretcher. I've always said it's a relationship-based business. You know, you go out there, you work in potentially hazardous environments, and you want to know the people, their capabilities, you want to have established that trust. It's just another opportunity for them to work together as a group and practice their skills. When the February earthquake occurred, I worked very hard for 10 days, but after that, our response phase had finished, that initial period. We really got stood down and were able to take some rest, and the Red Cross as an agency, organisation, provided any support services and that we might need post-quakes as well. I like Red Cross because it's challenging, like-minded people. It's not about personal gain. You know, obviously, the training is really interesting and beneficial, and then you get those opportunities to actually help people, and it's fantastic.